Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreak was a groundbreaking album in the year 2008. The album moved away from what traditional rap was at the time. It gave us what we've come to know as pop rap today, with Drake posing as the cover boy for this genre of rap. On this body of work, Kanye West leaned heavily into pop and electropop in the way that he presented the album. But not only that, Kanye West also showed great vulnerability throughout the album. It wasn't entirely common for a macho man, a man's man, to come out and show his heart the way Ye did at this time. Kanye West wrote this album right after his mother's death, right after he went through a big breakup with his fiancée. He used the music as some form of release from what he was feeling and how he was feeling at the time. The other side of 808s and Heartbreak was the fact that Kanye West was still being adored as the superstar he was. He was still being lauded and praised, yet he felt empty. The realism of these words coming from an artist as big as Kanye West were very striking. A general feel of the album is that money is not everything. Kanye West had just released 3 big albums in what I'll call his graduation series. He was the popping artist who we could say had just overtaken 50 Cent as the best artist of that time. At the release of this album, Kanye West had been known to make music with a lot of soul samples. The soul samples are another thing we could actually term or dub as a Kanye West addition to modern hip-hop. But when you listen to 808s and Heartbreak, Kanye West more or less betrayed his traditional style. This time he only adopted a few samples on a couple of songs like Robocop and Amazing. Kanye West was very intentional with the use of 808s. The way he mixed and mastered them to sound dark and have some form of breaks in between and create an imperfect 808 sound is what he terms Heartbreak. Even from the title of the album, Kanye West was extremely intentional and artistic. One of the things I like about this album is the fact that it doesn't have any cuss words on it. Kanye West, in the era of rap, made an album expressing emotion without using any cuss words. When you dive into the album, the first song, which is Say You Will, starts with a very low and different tone from what we're accustomed to hearing from Kanye West up to this point. One of the most striking things about this song was not only the dark beat, but also the heartbeat that goes on for about 3 minutes after Kanye sings his last words. Every time I play this album, I always wonder, why did he keep it going for so long? But it makes so much sense because it shows a level of life to the word. The heartbeat in the beat at no point stops. It just keeps going to show that there is life, but the lack of words highlight an empty feeling. To me, it comes across as Kanye West, without saying a word, expresses that he's feeling empty while he misses this person that he ideally would want right beside him. Welcome to Heartbreak is one of my favorite songs off the album. Kanye West is reflecting on his journey up until this point. And even though he's still so young, he realizes that the direction he's been headed in the last few years is not as fulfilling as he thought it would. It actually reminds me of J. Cole's Love Yours, which I think J. Cole may have even drawn some inspiration from this album in this song in particular. Remember how he says, "The good news is, brother, you came a long way. The bad news is, brother, you went the wrong way. I think being broke was better." There is some reflection to J. Cole's lines, but more so importantly, there's a lot of reflection in Kanye West's lines when he says, "Chase the good life my whole life long. Looking back on my life and my life gone. Where did I go wrong?" In Kanye West's preceding album Graduation, he speaks of the good life. He had all these aspirations that many men tend to have, but then at this point he's reflecting on a conversation he had with one of MTV's producers who showed Kanye West photos of his kids and his family, and Kanye West had nothing to show in return but sports cars and houses and all these fancy things money can buy. The song shows great self and internal reflection at the fact that you can only be so satisfied by things money can buy. The song begins to show that satisfaction and happiness come from the people around us. This is something that Kanye West is more or less saying across the album, in a way reflecting on the fact that his mother is not around, and also the fact that the woman left him. Now, he's not in the position to even have that sort of family that he would want. Henceforth, welcome to Heartbreak. This song brings me back to reality in terms of how far you can go before you finally reflect and realize that you're alone. This is one of those songs for me that will always keep you grounded and grateful for friends and family. What I mean is, what's the point of having everything you think you want but being alone at the end of it all? Which is essentially what Kanye West was. The album then goes into 6-time platinum song Heartless. The artwork of this song is the only one on the album without the heart symbol, further highlighting the title of the song Heartless. The Heartless beat was actually supposed to be on Jay-Z's Blueprint 3, but I'm glad Kanye West kept it. The 4th song of the album is amazing. Looking at Kanye West's journey now, this song is amazing. It's very futuristic. The 3rd verse of this song has the lyrics: I know this world is changing, never gave in, never gave up. I'm the only thing I'm afraid of. And these words have more or less highlighted who Kanye West is today. He's never been one to be boxed. Kanye West has never given in, he's never given up. When he wanted to get into fashion, he knocked down doors at Nike until he was given his fair chance by Adidas. In one of the most famous Kanye West tweets, he actually says, I cannot be managed. He's been saying that for many years. From the release of this song, he's been saying he can't be managed, but it's just fallen on deaf ears until 2022. How amazing. Love Lockdown was the lead single for the album. It's probably also the 2nd biggest song of the album from Heartless. The true meaning of this song has never really been easy to tell for me, because on one hand, is he saying keep your love locked down in terms of keeping your relationship low-key? Or is he saying keep your love locked down in terms of holding dear to the ones you love? I think the former is more of a representation of this song, because in the first few verses, he kept his love a little bit hidden and he eventually lost the woman. Regardless of that, the production on this song, the drums, the feel that it gives you is incredible. Paranoid and RoboCop are like 2 sides to the same coin. On Paranoid, Kanye is trying to ease this girl from being paranoid, whereas on RoboCop, it's almost like he's tired of all the drama and is willing to let her take the high road. I think that's probably why these 2 songs come one after the other on the album. Streetlight is one of those dark, monotone songs that really make you reflect as well as think about life in general. This song actually inspired some of the best artists of today. Talk about Lil Uzi Vert, Juice WRLD, and potentially many more. Kanye West does have a thing with lights if you think about it, because there's street lights, flashing lights, highlights, and each of these has a different meaning for how he's using these lights. To be fair, the lights are also very different from each other. Bad News comes next, and it's very similar to the first song on the album in the way it ends, with just the beat that allows you to reflect on the words of the song. On the song, Kanye is talking about the time he found out that his ex at the time was cheating, and that's why it's so important to have that beat at the end just play with a lower octave. It gives you some form of reflection on the words from the earlier part of the song. See You in My Nightmares is another one of my favorites on the album. The way that Lil Wayne came in on that bridge in a low, dragging, melodic voice, it just hits home. The song more or less starts with the close of the album, with Kanye West making peace with the fact that she's gone, and at this point, the only other place he can see her is in his nightmares. Coldest Winter is the song that closes off the album, with Kanye West bidding farewell to his mother as well as his ex-fiancée. This was initially supposed to be the last song on the album, but Beyonce pleaded with Kanye to include Pinocchio because of the raw emotion the song has. It's almost like a cry from Kanye West to be a real boy. Just wanted to see his mom again. The materialistic life that the good life gave to Kanye West can't fill the hole left by his mother. And on the song Pinocchio, he goes through an emotional roller coaster of self-hatred and blaming himself for what happened to his mom. This song was a freestyle Kanye was performing in the heat of the moment, while the fans just kept screaming and talking over him, almost as though he was nothing but a puppet. The level of emotion in this song is crazy if you ask me. The album sold 450,000 copies in its first week, and it went platinum in under a year. At the time of release, many people hated the sound as well as the autotune on the album. But looking back at it now, this album changed rap music. It inspired so many of today's rappers, including The Weeknd. And it also showed men that it's okay to be vulnerable. This is my favorite Kanye West album because it highlights Kanye West's ability as a revolutionary. What do you think about 808s and Heartbreak? Comment down below. Thank you so much for the love and support you've been showing the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Would you like me to look at other Kanye West albums and just break them down? Comment that too down below, and peace.